One thing I know, that is definitely in my heart. My tomorrow must be greater than today. That is the songs of Black Americans right now. Wow. I never knew that this can actually happen to this particular lady. Honestly, when I saw her coming online crying, lashing of teeth, weeping, wailing, I was like, no. You were among the set of people that sang, I will vote. Vote Donald Trump. You were flagging it on our eyes with the caps and the t-shirts, and you made us look as if we were stupid. You took to your social media platform personally to say that you support ICE. ICE are doing a very good job. In fact, even if you have all of that money, you will even pay ICE more for them to do their job. Why am I seeing this same woman crying? Why is she lamenting? Why is she weeping? Why is she wailing? What she supported actually came to her. That is why there is this say that say once you point one finger to your neighbor, the remaining four awards are facing you. That is what she's facing. So newsflash, that this woman that was among all of those glamorous way of singing, I will vote, vote Donald Trump, supporting ICE, saying a lot of things on her social media page, literally ICE visited her. They went to her own end, took her son, and deported him. And now she's crying. Let's watch the Fafo moment together, because this is an interesting Fafo moment. And that is why one of the best songs that Black Americans we continue to sing is My Tomorrow Must Be Greater Than Today, because their tomorrow is always brighter, beautiful, sweeter. Every single person that has ganged up against them, they are tearing apart. They are crying. Let's go watch. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. And credits belong to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And guys, with that being said, thank you so much for liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing my videos, dropping super thanks, joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted, right? And for disclaimers, this is just for educational purposes, but credits to every single creators in this video. Let's go.
Have you guys seen this video of this woman named Angela Vergara? She is a congresswoman in Colombia, a part of an extremely far-right conservative party. And she has been a vocal supporter for several years of Donald Trump, of the MAGA agenda, and in particular of ICE and of everything they are doing to the Latino community currently. Well, this video of her that I'm going to show you guys has gone ultra viral everywhere, because now she is decrying the Trump administration and decrying ICE. Why? Her own son was recently detained by ICE, and she's saying that he's suffering through inhumane conditions at the detention center in Louisiana where he's being held, that he's being treated horribly, that he has a medical condition and he's not being attended to correctly, all that stuff. Mind you, she makes sure to emphasize that her son isn't just another undocumented illegal Latino. No, she says he has legal status because he applied for asylum, and he has his court date in 2028, he has a work permit, all that. Just like every single person who applies for asylum has, but okay. She's completely fine with ICE's activities, everything they're doing to our people in this country right now, until it was her own son that has to suffer the brunt of this guy's policies. Watch this video.
Hola, soy Ángela María Vergara, madre de Rafael Alfonso Vergara Vergara, retenido de manera injusta en Estados Unidos por ICE. Lleva 18 días encarcelado, encadenado, en unas condiciones inhumanas. Una persona que estaba a la espera de su resolución de su situación legal, pero tenía su permiso de trabajo, pero tenía su seguro social y tenía su audiencia programada para el 2028. Un joven que siquiera tiene una infracción de tránsito, pero que él, y al igual de muchos colombianos, están viviendo un martirio, que no ha podido regresar a su país, que necesitan la intervención urgente del Estado. Es por eso que hoy, como madre, les pido ayuda. Mi hijo no es un indocumentado, mi hijo es otro latino más que está sufriendo en carne propia lo que miles de latinos hoy están sufriendo en Estados Unidos. Hoy ellos se encuentran enfermos, están enfermos, mi hijo está enfermo. Al igual que todos los que se encuentran con él en esa celda, personas que como él no son delincuentes. Por eso es que hoy, con este grito desesperado como madre, pido la intervención del Estado para que colombianos puedan regresar de manera rápida a su país, a su casa.
People like her are the worst of the worst. They do not care if you, your family, your neighbors, anyone in her surrounding community is detained or abused by ICE, right? But once it's her son, once her son is detained and is suffering the consequences of electing Donald Trump as president, oh, now she cares. Now she doesn't love ICE anymore. She doesn't support the MAGA agenda. All Latinos are suffering. No. No, you don't get to hop into that conversation. And I do feel for the kid, her son that's detained. But again, this is karma. These are the consequences of supporting the most vile man, the most vile administration we've ever had in the history of this country.
I have another sad story, ladies and gentlemen. 2 Trump supporters separated because of ICE.
Please get her home. Please, she does not deserve this. She's the sweetest person and she prayed for you. It's been 8 months. I didn't know a man could cry this much. I did not think that this would happen.
Wayne DeMario has been working overtime at a Southwest Miami-Dade guitar shop, trying to distract himself from his pain and regret.
I hate to see her going through this. She's my best friend.
His life partner of nearly 20 years, Yamile Alcantu, originally from Cuba. ICE detained her back in June.
8 months that she's been taken. I call it kidnapped because it basically is.
He says it happened during what they thought was just another immigration check-in.
They grabbed her, put her in shackles and chains.
She'd been checking in annually, as so many do, hoping to fix her status. She lost her legal residency and got a deportation order back in 2008 after a traffic stop.
They go through her purse and then they dump the purse out and 3 Xanax pills fall out.
But in those years, he says, they didn't think much of it.
Cuban's not going to get deported, so don't worry about it.
Today, DHS has her listed among the worst of the worst, a criminal arrested for dangerous drugs in possession. Wayne feels it's a slap in the face.
I didn't vote for this, but I definitely voted Republican.
He says both were staunch supporters of President Trump.
When you said I didn't vote for this, what did you think you had voted for?
I really thought this was just going to be something organized. But it's obviously not. They just blanket everybody.
Alcantu calling from her detention facility in Louisiana. She says in her 8 months detained, she has not seen an immigration judge.
This is what you voted for, Wayne.
There are going to be people out there who hear your story, hear other stories like this, and say, well, you voted for this.
Yeah, I've heard that from people.
What do you
and
tell
they
those
said,
people?
I'm sorry. I didn't know that this was going to happen. This is about human beings. It's not about left or right. It's about right and wrong.
And it really bothers me that now that it's happening to you, all of a sudden, you have some sort of compassion now and you really understand. Now, under normal conditions, I'd be very understanding and compassionate. But like I said, the most dangerous thing in this country is an uninformed, uneducated, self-hating Trump supporter. Because you go into the voting booth and literally nuke yourselves. And then you want us to help bail you out of this national crisis we're in. You and her need to go.
Well, I guess I can start this video by saying today, are the leopards eating your face? Have the chickens come home to roost? Have you found out how fucking around with the GOP and the Republican crew will come back to fucking bite you? Yeah, that's exactly what's happening to this congresswoman today. A Colombian congresswoman who supports Trump, Daddy Dumpy Pants, the pedo-in-chief, denounces her son's arrest by ICE. He has been chained up for 20 days. Yes, folks, she took to the interwebs to film a video where she was bawling her eyes out because she just doesn't understand. All that shucking and jiving and twerking on a stage, praising the orange fool, and now today your son has been shipped the fuck away. Miss Vergara, welcome to the finding out portion of your journey, dear. Because around here, unless you're white and you like to touch those that are underage, well, you're not safe here in the US of A. Those are the only ones that are allowed to stay. Anyway, is your caucasity okay? Because while you're whining about your son being chained up for 20 days, here thousands of children have been detained in concentration camps for over a year. They're being mistreated, not receiving the health care that they should, and they're feeding them food with roaches in them, boo. So, forgive me if I don't have any empathy for you. You know. You wouldn't be dealing with this plight today if you would have just done what was right, okay? Yeah. Any fucking way. Let me get to some more tea. We do love a good fuck around and find out in the brew. Enjoy your journey, boo.
ICE just grabbed the son of Colombia's loudest Trump supporter. Angela Vergara, she's a Colombia congresswoman, was on camera cheering when Trump got back in office. Posted on Instagram and she loved it. Her son Rafael had documents, work permit, social security number, and a court date scheduled. He's doing everything right. Then one day at 4 a.m., January 28th, ICE grabs him off the public road in Louisiana, gave him 3 minutes to contact his family, then poof, gone. 18 days in a packed cell, everybody's getting sick, and Angela goes on social media crying about her son is in prison and in chains. I'm so sorry for you. Pobrecito. She was celebrating when Trump's return while other Colombian families were already getting their doors kicked in. And now she's begging Gustavo Petro, the leftist president her party fights with every single day, to pressure the US government to get her son out. Dude, the irony here, man. Oh, and by the way, Colombia's Supreme Court charged her with bribery in 2024 because she took gifts, got promised government contracts, voted for a specific mayor candidate in exchange. Then she got suspended from office in 2025 for a conflict of interest. The only thing here is that poor kid, right? He had papers, he had permit, he had a court date, and now he's sitting in the cell in Louisiana. He did everything right, but the mom, she has bribery charges, suspended from office. She's the criminal that, you know, if she was here, she needed to be taken out.
I am Angela Maria Vergara, mother of Rafael Alfonso Vergara Vergara, unjustly detained in the United States by IEC. He has been incarcerated for 18 days. Mi hijo no es un indocumentado. Mi hijo es otro
just don't get it. They don't want you either. Just for context, this is Ángela Vergara, a Colombian congresswoman who is also an avid Trump supporter whose son was recently detained by ICE and has been chained up for 20 days apparently. We've tried telling these people countless times. And the thing about Latinos for Trump is that they genuinely believe that they are exempt from all of this. They openly support ICE. They openly support what's going on until it happens to them. And seeing videos like these where Latinos for Trump FAFO genuinely make my day. I have zero sympathy for these people, and I genuinely hope that this happens to every Latino for Trump. Unfortunately, it is their innocent family members who will be paying the price, but oh well, you get what you vote for. Y como decimos en México, para ser pen, no se estudia. But anyways, play silly games, get silly prizes. Let me know what you guys think.
This is Angela Vergara, and she is the living, breathing, walking definition of fuck around and find out. If you don't know Angela, don't worry, I'm gonna explain it. Angela here is a far-right congresswoman from Colombia, and she has been a staunch supporter of Donald Trump and the ICE movement. Whenever the agency goes and rounds people up, Angela is there to support them. In fact, she has nothing but good words for them. Until a couple weeks ago, Angela's son gets picked up by ICE and he is in a detainment center. And you can bet your last dollar that Angela is upset. She says that her son is living in horrible conditions and is being treated like an animal. Her own words say that her son has legal status because he filed for asylum. And get this, she says that he is not like the other illegal immigrants. The reality of this entire thing is extremely simple. Angela here supports the detainment and the misery of other people, but now that it's happened to her and her family, she's crying that this country isn't supposed to be like this. Yeah, go figure, Angela.
This was Congresswoman Angela Vergara. She's from Colombia. She's a congresswoman. She supports President Donald Trump. She's a mad supporter of ICE. Every time there's an ICE raid, she's there to support them. She got nothing bad to say about ICE. It's all good thing. And until ICE picked up her son.
Hola, soy Ángela María. En unas condiciones.
Now her son got picked up by ICE. Now she's all over the internet crying. And she said they were supposed to pick up criminal. Her son was not a criminal. Her son has filed for asylum. He got a social security number. Now her son is in detention center living like animals. Well, but you was happy when they picked up other people, right? So other people was criminal. The other people that picked up, they were criminal. But your son is not. That's what you call karma. Karma exists, but when it hits you, it's going to hit you hard. It's going to hit you hard. Now you're all over the internet crying and begging for your son to be free. What about other people? What about all the other people that's deported, that have been in detention center right now? What about them? They're not human too? Only your son is human, right? So you said the ICE they were supposed to, the deported that I call the criminal. The people that's here that get arrested, American citizens that get arrested, they are criminal. Alex Pretty, who got shot, he was a criminal. The other lady that got shot, I forgot her name. Good, she was a criminal. Welcome to the other side, Angela Vergara. Welcome to the other side.
In today's episode of What Do You Think Would Happen, we have Colombian Congresswoman Angela Maria Vergara, whose son was detained by ICE nearly 3 weeks ago now. She made a very emotional video on Twitter asking for his safe return and talking about the inhumane conditions. It's not surprising that Congressman Vergara has been a huge supporter of Donald Trump and was celebrating the deportation of even her own fellow Colombians. Like I have talked about many times when it comes to Latino Trumpers, whether it's here or elsewhere, you are not one of them.
So Angela Vergara, pro-Trump congresswoman, who used to applaud and cheer as ICE took away her own countrymen, is now very upset. She thought it was wonderful that they were abducting all these criminal Colombians off the street and deporting them off to who knows where. But now she's very upset because they snatched up her son, also Colombian, and have him detained. And now she's pleading with President Trump to please release my son. You're only supposed to take criminals. And it's falling on deaf ears because they don't care. They never cared about you. You wanted to be one of them. You've never been one of them. And now that it's come down to you and you Fafoed, you're upset. And you say it's cruel that they're snatching people off the street. You didn't think it was cruel when they were snatching everybody else, but now that it's your family, you think it's cruel.
Let me introduce you to Angela Vergara. And Angela is part of the Colombian conservative group. And as you can see there, she's happily dancing to YMCA. But she has a tres Doritos después. And let me show you.
Hola, soy Ángela María Vergara, madre de Rafael Alfonso Vergara Vergara, retenido de manera injusta en Estados Unidos por ICE. Lleva 18 días encarcelado, encadenado, en unas condiciones inhumanas.
Now Angela's over here crying because her son was taken by you know who. El Hielo. Yes, they took her son. Although he was a resident and he had his work permit, the social security number, and he was good till 2028. He has been taken and he's being treated inhumanely in a detention center. And she's over here crying all those crocodile tears because she thought she was special. She thought she was different. But you're not, mommy. You're not. Tú pensaste que tú eras mejor que todo el mundo, que tú eras especial, que tú eras uno de ellos. Pero mami, no, you're not. They're going to look at you the way they look at all of us. And we're no different. We're all the same to them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're in their political party. It doesn't matter if you voted for them. Oh, but I didn't vote for my son to be taken. Yeah, but it was okay for them to take other U.S. citizens and other residents and everybody else that was doing it the right way. It was okay for them to be taken as long as it wasn't you or your family or your son. But you know what? Now it's your son. And here you are crying. Here you are crying. Ay, mi hijo. We don't care. We don't care. A nosotros no le importamos 3 pelos del culo que se llevaron a tu hijo. Because you know what? That's what you deserve. Eso es lo que tú votaste. Eso es lo que tú querías. So ahora te está pasando a ti. Anyway, here's your 3 doritos después, pendeja. Ya tú sabes.
Hola, soy Inhumanas.
Hola, Angela. Me llamo Guillermo. ¿Por qué debería importarnos una mierda? Why should we give a shit? That was Angela Vergara, a far-right conservative in Colombia who's pro-Trump and pro-ICE. Her son, who lives in the United States, was unjustly detained by ICE and has been imprisoned in chains in inhumane conditions for 18 days. He has a Social Security permit and he has a hearing scheduled for 2028. He's not here illegally, and he doesn't even have a traffic violation. Ms. Vergara supports ICE and has celebrated the cruelty ICE has dished out. And now she's crying because it happened to her son. Well, Angela, if you ever see this, your son does not deserve this. Nobody deserves to be treated this way. You didn't think so. You didn't think so. How about this, Puta? How about not celebrate cruelty? How about not being against bad things only when it happens to you? It's all fun and games until it hits home. You deserve this. You deserve this. Your son doesn't. You do. The pain in your eyes is the same pain other people have felt that you celebrated. And the things that you heard that happened to your son, that's just the shit you heard. They could be starving him. They could be making him drink out of the toilet. They could be beating him. Or he just might get lost in the system. This is what you celebrated. Your son deserves better than this, and your son deserves a better mom. If you only care about the cruel things Trump has done when you or your family are affected, you are not a good person. Bruja.
FAFO is real. Let me tell you, a Colombian congresswoman who supports Trump denounces her son's arrest by ICE. She's in Colombia, but her son got arrested by ICE. Angela Vergara calls for intervention by Gustavo Petro's government to speed up the flights while facing criticisms for her ideology closeness to the Republican Party. Baby, now, she's a conservative congresswoman. Yes, she's a conservative congresswoman in Colombia. Last Friday, she took to social media to report that her 22-year-old son, Rafael Alonso Vergara, has been detained in the United States by immigration police, that's ICE, and has been imprisoned and chained for 18 days. Yeah. Now you,
This is the time for me to sing Hola, Lega Charlie, Hola, Lega Charlie. Whew. I will vote Donald Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump. Black Americans told you people, but you will not listen. Black Americans advised you. They were begging you then. And they were saying, this direction you want to take, I don't think is a nice one. Why can't we go this direction? A lot of you said no. You see, especially this woman. Especially this woman. This Colombian woman and another Valentina Grass, or was, if I'm not pronouncing that, her son name very well. They are good when this kind of thing happens to them. Honestly. Because the fact that you are a congresswoman, you think you have all of that power in your hand, that nothing is literally going to happen to you? Oh, your child applied for asylum. Oh, I didn't know about that. Sorry. A lot of people have literally been crying out here that we are legal, but we are still deported. Do you know what this Colombian woman will do? She'll be like, oh, I support ICE 100%. Why are there people here that are illegal? Even if they say they are legal, this woman will not even think of anything but to keep appreciating ICE wearing the Trump cap, the MAGA hat cap, and so on and so forth, glamorously jumping up and down and shouting and backing. Now it happens to her. I am seeing Ola. Ola what? Ola what? Now it has visited you. Oh, you think that ICE are going to be deporting others and they will leave you behind. I'm even still waiting for your Fafo. You know, all of you guys that ganged up against Black America. It's judgment days on your table. You are receiving judgment one after the other. That was how that same woman, I've forgotten her name. Oh my God. The woman that held mic and she was dancing and she was doing the main anchor of that song. Immediately when the orange man got into the office, that woman's husband was the first person to get deported. She came online, she was crying, this was not what you promised, blah, blah, blah. I voted for you, I supported you. Who cares if you voted and you supported? ICE can deport anybody that would want to deport as far as I'm concerned. Now they have deported your son. You're coming to cry, oh, he has a medical condition, oh, he has this, he has that, he was chained, he was detained, he was beaten. That was exactly how other people have been passing through. That was it. That's how people have been going through this deportation thing. You think deportation is sweet. You think deportation is so interesting. Your son has all of the people. He has all of the people, but he has been deported. Yes. Yes. The orange man never lied. He said he was going to do it and he's doing it for you. You were happy, you were praising him. And now he's doing it for you, so enjoy the moments. Enjoy the glamorous gain of you being a MAGA supporter. I'm happy. Congratulations, Ma. For you just win yourself a lottery ticket of deportation of your son. Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And thank you so much for staying stick and hook with me to the end of this video. And yes, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be simple and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.